Today is a special day. It's the 1-year anniversary of our channel, which we started about a year ago to give you, the viewers, an insight into everything bike here in China. We've come here today to Rubike, and we've done a video with them before where we took a look at many different Chinese bike components and tech. So if you haven't seen that, you can check that out. Today we're here to review a very special bike that they've got in, which is called Incolor. So come with us and let's find out a bit more. So this is the Incolor Speedster. So Incolor is a very strange company. It started in 2015 as a company that only did paint jobs. So you could send in your high-profile bike. They had every kind of stencil, and they would take your bike and paint it whichever custom paint that you wanted. Now, in 2023, so about 2 years ago, they started their own brand called Intropy. Now, Intropy have 3 different bikes. Right at the top, there is the SSR, which is their aero speed model. Below that is the Speedster, which is their kind of do-it-all bike. And below that, there is the Voyager, which is their gravel bike. Their main aim is to make a bike as beautiful as possible and as light as possible. Their bikes are super, super light. They make different componentry like saddles, the frame, and cranksets and different things like that. So let's take a look at this bike. Now, when we take a look at this bike, straight away, the first thing that stands out is the color. Because they've spent so much time working on paint jobs, they have very unique color schemes. The wheel sets are made by their sister company called Tianjin, which is Hedti in English. The Aeroway cockpit is made by their in-house brand as well as the seat post. The saddle on the bike is made by Incolor, so the company themselves, and it weighs 83 grams with this kind of bare carbon finish. If you haven't seen that, you can check out our video that we did with Rubike before, and you'll be able to see a bunch of their components there. Now, the group set on this bike is made by Majin. Majin are kind of like a Garmin of China. This group set is called QED, and it's a little bit similar to the Shimano Tegra in terms of weight. It's also semi-integrated cables, and with the XXE crankset, it weighs close to the Dura-Ace. The bike weighs 6.3 kg. The frame itself costs 18,800 RMB, and the total bike built up costs 28,800 RMB. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bike for a spin and find out what it feels like. So come with us. So we had an opportunity and we thought we would just show you some of the components on the bike. This is the Incolor saddle, which is 83 grams. So we're going to weigh that, as well as the XXE legs. So we'll take a look at both of those. Come in for the saddle first. So the saddle comes in at 87 grams. It also has these inserts that you can use with different rails on your saddle, so that's quite convenient. So now let's take a look at these cranks. And 283.7 grams. I mean, if you use a Dura-Ace ring on that, super light. So we were about to head out, and Zhang Wei, the owner of the shop, told us that somebody is coming right now to buy this bike. So we're going to ride his personal bike, which is the SSR, the one model up from this, and give you our opinion on that. Before we head out, we want to take an opportunity to thank our sponsors, Lameda. They've been sponsoring us from the start of this channel, and they've really helped us to grow. I personally wear a size M. I'm 172 centimeters and 70 kg. So if you want to check out their clothing, there'll be a link in the description. Let's get going. Here we go. Let's give it a spin and see what it feels like. I'll start with the initial impression and then move on to some more details. For comparison's sake, I ride a Canyon Aeroad CFR, so I'll compare this bike to the Aeroad in terms of geometry and feel. One of the things I first noticed was how light the bike actually felt in acceleration. Now it's 6.3 kg, so you'd expect that, but it's something else when you're actually riding it. Added to that, it's also super stiff, and when you accelerate, the bike just goes. For me, the geometry is perfect. It is pretty stretched out, and this 110 centimeter stem allows for a more aggressive position. I'll put up a geometry chart for anyone interested in that. These days, most fast bikes are pretty similar, and comparisons of 5 watts at 40k an hour feel a little bit silly if we're not professionals. We lose the joy of a bike if we only focus on pure statistics. And that being said, this bike is very fast. It has all the fancy credentials, but it also feels super nice to ride. So some initial ride impressions. The bike is crazy light. 6.5 kg for a aero bike is very, very respectable. The handlebar is narrow, so can get into a kind of aerodynamic position. The wheels are 32 external, so running at a low pressure is super comfortable. The bike feels very stiff, very quick, but also those wider tires allow for more comfort, so really like it. So with that, we come to the end of our review. The aim of this video was to give you an insight into Incolor, which is a new up-and-coming brand here, as well as this wonderful bike shop, Rubike. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time. Take care.